Special shout out to Professor T, who recently wrote me an email, and I sent them some goodies from Boca Chica, Texas. That's right, the Moonraker's back from invading SpaceX. It wasn't uneventful because, as I said in the last episode, that it's a bit of a holiday here, celebrating Columbus. In a way, I felt like Columbus, except I didn't take a bunch of germs and kill all the SpaceX people who were not inoculated to the Moonraker fever. So they survived. And really, there wasn't that many. They were all on holiday, basically. A few armed guards, some weird SUVs still sitting around. Who knows what they were doing, but it's kind of a weird place to park cars. It's kind of strange. This is episode 280, and I'm back from Boca Chica, and I took a lot of pictures. Wow. Very, very eye-opening, fascinating, intriguing, and tied to the news reports for today. It is something extraordinary to see these things that SpaceX is putting together, to see them on a video, like the Hopper just taking off and landing. But then when you see that big ass tin can in front of you, it makes you wonder how in the flying hell did they get that humongous R2-D2 in the air. Absolutely bananas. I got a ton of pictures. I've been sharing just a few pictures here and there, even a little drive-by video, thanks to Mrs. Moonraker. But what's going to happen is we're going to put this all together for the U and the tubes. And a little montage, something clever, not too fancy, because I don't want Spielberg knocking on my door. But it brings a lot of questions to mind, and let me just talk about that because it's going to lead into the news story. When you visit the Boca Chica site, you're basically at a beach. I'll be honest, it's only a few miles from the beach, right from the shore. When you look at the facilities, it looks like SpaceX really didn't spend too much time putting the place together. It looks like a beach bum put it together. It really does. The only facility, the only building there that looks good was the one right by the Starship, the one that everyone saw during the news conference last week. That's it. Everything else just looks still under construction. Like years away from finishing, not even close. The one thing I can share is if you go down there and you're going down Boca Chica Boulevard, I promise you, if it's a sunny day, anywhere from 10 to 8 miles away, you will see the Starship if it's still where it is today. When that sun hits that stainless steel exterior, it is bright. It is extremely bright. It gets your attention. And it's unmistakable for a Starship. But when you get up close, you kind of wonder what the hell is going on. What are they doing? No doubt that this is a test vehicle for sure. We can see that just by looking at it. This is a test vehicle, not what the final product is. And when I say it's not, I'm talking about years from now. It literally looks like Team SpaceX is just going to stick those 3 rockets on it and test it sometime from now till the end of November, and that's it. Then it'll sit there on the side just like the hopper is. And really, they both look like gigantic hood ornaments. I gotta be honest. They really do. But they're magnificent in size. They really are. Astonishing. The strange thing is that after going there and taking the pictures, little video, being all excited about being there, and I'm still excited that I went, then I came across the news articles today. One of them posted in UBR Truth Seekers by David Gosper, which is a video of our scientific nemesis, Neil deGrasse Tyson. The link for that particular video is in the description. Check it out. But I got a couple of things that he said in that video, which kind of, in a way, speaks volumes to what I saw down to Boca Chica, sadly enough. But before we get to that, don't forget to follow the podcast on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio, on Facebook, the Facebook page UFO Buster Radio. Be daring, be brave like David, and join UBR Truth Seekers. And lastly, the one social media is hardly ever used anymore, on Instagram at Manny Moonraker. Let's take a break real quick for a quick song. Got the wrong thing in mind here. Galactic, because the conversation is galactic. According to this video that was posted by DG on UBR Truth Seekers, it turns out that Elon Musk is reforecasting his Mars trip to 2035. I believe that's, a 10-15 year difference. What's going on, Elon? What is happening at SpaceX? There might be a little bit of reality setting in. It's probably not that easy to head up to Mars. Yeah. Might be just a little bit difficult to build a starship to include about 100 folks, get it off the planet, and off into deep space. Now, you might think that, right? But we saw the presentation. According to his presentation, the reason for that is he needs to set up a spot on the moon to kind of get things refueled and get things ready to go outside of the planet's gravity. So in a way that makes sense, right? If you need to set something up. The other thing about the year is it's really important because by 2035, Elon Musk will be in his retirement age. Basically, that would be when he starts looking at, the C-10 Corvette or some shit like that. Yeah, he's basically looking at buying an island and retiring, or getting on the Starship and going to Mars. And, thinking, I've lived a fulfilled life. I'm not going to get my Social Security checks because I don't need it because I just purchased America. So why not? Why not just get on the Starship in my late 60s and just take off? Maybe that's his plan. Why go when you're kind of young, right? You got plenty of things to do. You got stuff you got to fix. Neil deGrasse Tyson says Elon Musk is not going to make it to Mars at all. He could just pack it up. He could just drive off in one of his fucking Teslas and never come back. Because he's not going to make it to Mars. Not because he doesn't have the money for it. Not because he's not a dreamer. But because he's doing it for the corporation. In this video, which is linked in the description, Neil deGrasse Tyson says that basically because it's not a country or a nation, he's not going to make it. Are you serious? That's why I don't like this guy. A country or a nation, like the nation that gave up on the space shuttle program. Like the nation that went to the moon, bunny ears, and then decided that was enough. We're just going to leave a few prints on it and that's it. Pack it up, Charlie. It's over. We beat the Russians. We're good. At least that's what they want us to believe, that that's all it was. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. But why would anyone, especially in science, say that it would take a nation to make it to Mars? Most nations that we know are on CNN, warring, fighting amongst themselves. So which nation is it that Neil thinks is going to outdo Elon Musk? Which nation right now has a better offer than the Starship? Hell, anything close to the Starship is sitting in a hangar right now in a museum. So what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I don't think that Elon Musk is just building a Starship just to give it to NASA, as Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Now, it's possible, of course, that he'll join forces with NASA. I mean, why not? He already did. That's what's going on with the Crew Dragon. Though it likes to blow up during the testing. And again, that's another funny situation because according to the head of NASA, apparently Elon Musk told him that the fuel was a problem and that he kind of foresaw the freaking thing blow up. And it did. And then they turn around and then NASA says, oh, now we are more confident and that we're dealing with the right guy because he blew up the fucking craft that we're going to put our people in. You can't write this stuff. And then the two astronauts that are supposed to be the first ones to get in that shit, they say the same thing. Oh, we're confident that he's getting the job done right. Let's see if you say that when you're like in a million pieces. It was a weird conference for me. I don't know. You know, people were being held up to say things that they really did not want to say. Because I know at least those two guys were shitting their fucking pants. I would be. Are you kidding me? Well, anyway, Neil deGrasse Tyson is not the only one that's calling out Mr. Musk and saying he tain't going nowhere. He tain't. The taint part comes from being in Texas. Article in lifescience.com. Humans will never live on another planet. Thanks to a Nobel Prize winner. And the thing is, I'm going to just say this right now because I've said it before. Why are we studying planets we cannot fucking get to? Why? What's the sense behind that? Who cares? If you can't get, I mean, it's like freaking pulling up Google Maps and every day you pull up, a country where you have no money to get to, you have no transportation, but you're going to pull the shit up every day just to fucking look at it. Well, you're not going to get there. You can't do it. And we're not just talking about someone who doesn't have the money. We're talking about someone that apparently will never have the means to get there, according to science. Here's part of the article. We're messing up the Earth and any far-out ideas of colonizing another orb when we're done with our own. It's basically wishful thinking. According to Michel Mayor, he's a natural physicist who was a co-recipient of the Nobel Prize in Physics, and it was for discovering the first planet orbiting a sun like ours outside of our solar system. So here is the rubber dicker who started it all. And now the dickhead is telling everyone, hey, you found about 4,000 other planets. I got my prize for that. But you fuckers are wishful. That's not why I did it. I wasn't looking for a planet. So all you dickheads could be, I don't know, wishing upon a star. Because you ain't going nowhere. Tee-hee-hee. He's basically saying that you guys have got to read this article. The guy started the trend to look for exoplanets. And he's saying what I've been saying for the longest time. Except he kind of says it a different way. My way is, fuck you, Mayor. Fuck you. You started this. You started this, and now you're calling everyone a bunch of fucking idiots just because they keep looking for fucking planets. Here's a quote by Mayor. If we are talking about exoplanets, things should be clear. Apparently they're not. We will not migrate there. That's a quote from the guy that started this mess. He told this, the Agence France-Presse. I'm sure it's French. So I've got to say with the accent. I don't know if anybody even knows what the fuck I said. I barely do. He said that he felt that the need to kill all the statements that say, okay, we will be going to a livable planet if one day life is not possible on the planet Earth. So not only did he start the trend of looking for exoplanets, he just stabbed you in the heart and he gutted you, basically. Because you're looking at rocks that don't mean shit, according to the guy who started the trend. He says it's just not feasible. I'm telling you, listen, I like this guy. I like him because he's saying everything I've been saying, but it's fucked up. It's ironic that he started this. He says all of the known exoplanets, our planets outside of our solar system, are too far away to feasibly travel to them. Even in the very optimistic case of a livable planet that is not too far, say a few dozen light years, which is not a lot. Yeah, for who? It's in our neighborhood. The time to go there is considerable. No shit, Sherlock Holmes. You got your Nobel Peace Prize, and now you're telling everyone to go fuck off, is what you're saying. Gosh, I can imagine you during Christmas. What the fuck do you give out for gifts? He probably takes it all back. He says, so that's where we stand, firmly on Earth and unlikely to change for a very, very long time. Then he told the Agence France-Presse, we must take care of our planet. It is very beautiful and still absolutely livable. Cause you just shitted on everybody. You should get deported from the fucking planet. We should strap your ass to the freaking Starhopper the next time it goes up. See if your ass comes back. I bet you'll be wishing you landed on an exoplanet, dickhead. Anyway, the link for that is in the description. What an asshole. I just gotta say that. The guy's really... Why in the flying fuck are you looking for exoplanets and then telling everyone you're a bunch of idiots? This is the money we spend on. This is the money we give scientists. These are the same people that Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying will be the ones to really pioneer going to Mars. This fuckhead. Yeah. Because according to him, it'll take a nation that's going to look at its people, get the brightest minds together, and basically, from there, let me just ad-lib, Neil, because what's going to happen is those bright minds are going to sit around for like another 20, 30 fucking years trying to theorize things. Meanwhile, you get a space cowboy like Elon Musk who does it in half the time. Yeah, he'll kill a couple of people, come on. But so will the scientists. Because it's an unknown. When you travel, like Columbus did, shit happens. It's a chance you take to explore a new planet, a new way of living, and coming across other civilizations, which Neil does not believe even exist. And I'm sure Mayor here probably thinks the same thing. Those are the articles for today. I mean, it's a situation, man. It's brewing. Science is turning on Elon Musk and SpaceX. Elon, in turn, took a step back, recalculated. He's like that. He's like your Siri or your Google Maps, just constantly recalculating. I think NASA will be happy once they get that damn capsule so they can go joyriding up to the ISS. But 2035, Elon, you gotta do better than that. It's way too long. And let me just add that for what I saw in Boca Chica, I really feel that Boca Chica is strictly a test site. That's all it is. Now, whether in McGregor, Texas, or down in Cape Canaveral, where the other Starship is being tinkered with, I think one of those two sites are going to be the ones that are going to put together the final product. Boca Chica is where you see the, kind of like when a new car comes out. You see it painted with all those camouflage paint, so you can't see what the fuck it is. That's what Boca Chica is. That's the test ground. That's where all the mules are at. But it's still going to be cool as fuck. That's all I got to say. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you guys for being here. Keep a lookout for the YouTube channel for UFO Buster Radio. I'm pretty sure we're going to put something really cool together of all these pictures. And let me tell you, I got pretty damn close to those things. I mean, if it wasn't for the guy that was armed standing at the gate, I probably would have touched it. True story. Ciao.